We have an extremely special guest with us who has come from London to be at Orica and has achieved an awful lot in recent years. I would like to introduce the pastry chef, award-winning pastry chef and author, Philip Khoury. Can I have a round of applause for Philip? So I'm just going to quickly give a brief bio. Philip is an Australian-born Lebanese pastry chef who specializes in plant-based desserts. He was the head pastry chef at Harrods in London, where he led innovation in high-end pastry and collaborations with the world's biggest brands. In 2023, Phil published A New Way to Bake, an award-winning cookbook, and was given an award for pastry innovation from La Liste in 2024. He is also known for creating the viral Beirut chocolate bar, which we're going to try, I've heard. Is that right? Blending Lebanese flavors with premium chocolate craftsmanship.
Thanks.
Phil, thank you so much for being with us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So let's jump straight into it. And then if anyone has any questions at the end, they're free to ask. But a lot of people may not know that you actually studied design at university. So how did you pivot to pastry?
So I was always a very keen baker, but I just didn't know that being a pastry chef was like a career option. And so I did my design degree because that's what I thought I loved doing. And then at the same time, I was always baking. And then I made friends with pastry chefs and realized, oh, this is something that you can get paid to do. And I basically, as soon as I finished my degree, started an apprenticeship the old-fashioned way. So I was going to college 1 day per week and then working 4 days a week in a fine dining restaurant.
And you realized that that's where you wanted to stay.
It's like the first day of college, I was like, I'm in the right place.
What was it specifically about the experience that...
I think it felt like I was following my heart. Mm-hmm. And it feels like ever since then, the stars have just kept aligning.
Yeah. Makes sense. So as we said, you published A New Way to Bake in 2023, which has been a bestseller.
Yeah.
That focuses on plant-based desserts. So tell us what sparked your interest in plant-based desserts.
Yeah, so I think, hundreds, maybe thousands of books have been written about classical pastry. And I am a classically trained pastry chef, but I've got a very inquisitive streak and I wanted to understand how everything works. And I think the closer that you get to the food industry and seeing how ingredients are made, you realize that it's not the pretty picture that you imagined it was. And so, when you realize, for example, that if you're making a batch of croissant at home and you have a 500 gram flour, 250 grams of butter, that's going to make you 8 croissants. And to make 8 croissants, you have to milk a cow for 1 day to get 250 grams of butter. And I think when you put that into perspective and you stop treating it like the commodity that we think it is, that just grows on trees, you think, oh, maybe we need to just start looking at alternatives. And so for me, it was just about like taking things back to basics and back to ingredients that we already have and coming up with sort of new ways of using them.
Was it quite natural for you to work on the cookbook? Like, how did that project even come about?
Yeah, so my previous job before Harrods was head of research and development for an Australian pastry chef called Adriano Zumbo. He was very creative, and that role as research and development was very methodical and research-driven and experimentation, lots of experimentation. And I think that gave me the discipline to do the testing and development of this sort of new way to bake. And then I was just convinced that I always thought one day I'll write a book, but it's when I have something to say. And it felt like I definitely had something to say. And so I put together a proposal and then just put it out to all the publishers. And it got rejected by everyone.
But someone eventually picked it up.
I think my publisher, it was like a different person picked it up and was like, this sounds amazing. Let's do it. So you just got to keep knocking on the doors until someone answers.
I think that's very important.
It just takes one person to believe in what you're doing.
Absolutely. Pinch me moment, I suppose, because you were awarded, you've received coveted awards. The La Liste we mentioned, the pastry innovation. When was the kind of pinch me, is this real moment for you?
That was probably the first big one, because it was an award given to me by Pierre Aimé, who's like my all-time idol. I, have worshipped this guy since I became a pastry chef, since long before I became a pastry chef. And to be sort of recognized as innovating in pastry felt just like, I can't believe that, one, I'm doing this, and two, it's getting recognition. So that was the first one. I think the second one was winning the Best Debut Cookbook from the Fortnum Mason Food and Drink Awards, which is like the big foodie event awards in London. And every year, amazing books come out, amazing cookbooks come out, and to kind of be singled out as the best new voice was pretty insane.
Yeah, your Beirut chocolate bar, that's gone viral.
That was crazy.
That's gone viral. So the inspiration behind it, because from what I understand, it contains orange blossom. Is that right?
Yeah. So my zahar.
My zahar. Tell us about how that.
It.
Yeah.
So it started off as a charity project. A good friend of mine was organizing a charity bake sale to raise funds to support young people in Lebanon. And so a whole bunch of amazing Lebanese chefs and cookbook authors got together, and we did a bake sale, basically. And my contribution was this chocolate bar. And we all know the Dubai chocolate bar and the kind of craze that has sparked. And I just wanted to do something that was kind of my version of it. I didn't want to just copy something that's already been done. But it was definitely inspired by it, because it is a chunky, over-the-top and indulgent chocolate bar. And I wanted it to taste like something that was very familiar and meaningful to me. So I took, I guess, the inspiration of Betlewa. So it's got an orange blossom caramel, a 50% milk chocolate as the shell, and then a cashew Betlewa crunchy filling. But, I mean, Betlewa is sweet, milk chocolate is sweet, but there's things like salt, there's using a high percentage milk chocolate that just, for me, balance is so important. It can't just be something that sounds good and then it's horrible to eat. So yeah, texture, presentation, flavor are all really, really important.
I mean, it's very special that you did it to kind of like give back.
Yeah, well, I did it like 100 bars as a one-off, thinking it was just gonna go out and they were gonna be sold and raise some money, and then I'd never see it again. And then next thing you know, it was shared like 7 million times. On social media, I had every Arabic news morning show calling me.
I think we all saw it on Instagram anyway, the bar with the stamp on it.
Yeah.
It's very, patriotic.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's it looks beautiful.
Another pinch me moment was sharing it with the First Lady. That was yesterday. She knew who I was.
Did she taste it?
Knew about the bar, gave her one, and it was really, really nice.
Nice. I've heard that you're very receptive, responsive on social media. You're always supporting people, collaborating people. You have a lot of respect from the industry and, from people in general. What keeps you so humble and grounded, Philip?
I'm just another person. It's like, this is all nice, but in a month's time, people will forget. And I'm just going to be the same person. So yeah, what's the point of putting on a pretense? It's just me.
I think the industry can give you some sense of grandeur, though, no?
Yeah, we live in a sort of echo chamber, a bubble. Outside these doors, no one knows who we are or what we're doing. So yeah, we're just people who make food.
I think we have quite a few young people in the audience. So what advice would you give? I mean, you gave a good piece of advice, keep knocking on doors, don't give up. But I mean, is there something that has stuck with you, I suppose, a lesson that you've learned or something that you carry with you?
Yeah, I guess it's if you believe in something, it's just going to take one person to see that. and the right person will help share that message. And I guess, yeah, just keep knocking, don't give up. I know it can feel super intimidating going out into the world and putting yourself out there, but you just need to keep going and don't think that you know who you are at a young age, because you like that. Your identity, who you are, and what you believe in grows with you. It's just not something that you're born with. There's things that you believe in, and but ultimately, like you're going on a journey, and yeah, just be open to learning. Every day's an opportunity to learn something new, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow and to find a solution. Like I think having a sense of urgency and just not taking no for an answer if you believe in something is really important.
Confidence, courage, yeah.
And confidence is not like something that you just have. It's something that you build. And I've, I remember working, for some really famous people, and going in there, you're like really shy and really reserved. And I think I was very lucky to have people who saw something in me, because I put everything that I could into my work, and would encourage me, and just those little bits of encouragement build you up. And so I'm very grateful to have had those opportunities, and I try as much as I can with my teams and anyone that I work with to just give them those opportunities that I had, and to help build them up.
I think it's very important. So what's next for Philip Khoury? Do you have any exciting book releases, projects, collabs? What do you want to...
Absolutely. There's a lot happening this year. I'll be spending a month abroad teaching across Dubai, India, the eastern seaboard of Australia. And I'm working on another book that's finishing up now. It comes out in October.
So you'll be back in Beirut for a book signing
maybe next
in October. We can arrange that, Zaina, I think.
And I'm working on a shop opening, so hopefully January, February next year in London, a new...
Khoury's?
Yeah.
Khoury's.
Khoury's. It's named after my family. And I'm doing this with my dad, which is very meaningful to me. And so, yeah, it's just called Khoury's. Like Harrods, but Arabic.
The Lebanese Harrods. Your dad is also in the industry, or it's
No,
just...
but he's very passionate about it, and I think that's where I get my initial inspiration from. My parents they loved entertaining, and I think that was probably my early exposure to food. And yeah, I think, my dad's in a very different industry, but I know that this is what he's passionate about, so it's really nice to be able to go on that journey with him and have his completely different experience support mine.
That's lovely. And let's not forget, you're in Beirut for a few days, and you will be having a few pop-ups here and there, right?
Yes,
Let's do that. Let's talk about those.
So I'm collaborating with Bake Lab Counter. They're a beautiful little micro bakery. I don't know, where are they?
They're in Mar Mikhail. It's
Yes.
Bakalian.
And we're doing
Bakali.
a 3-day special, and it's a little viennoiserie pastry with the flavor of the Beirut chocolate bar.
So that's in
So
Mar
it's
Mikhail.
Friday,
Which days?
Saturday, Sunday,
Okay.
until sold out each day, but I'll be appearing on Friday and Saturday morning.
Okay, and
And
Le
then
Noir?
the full big chocolate bar, the Beirut chocolate bar, will be available at Le Noir on Saturday, also until sold out.
So Le Noir in Naash
From 12 o'clock.
from 12 o'clock. So you are around for the next few days.
Having
Amazing.
fun making chocolate.
Do you have
Eating
time
lots
to
of
see
amazing
anything in
food.
Lebanon? Or
Yeah, I think like every evening we have dinners. On Saturday night, I'll probably be going out. So
Amazing. Could I just have a round of applause, please, for Phil?
thank you.
And does anyone... Oh,
Questions.
you have a question. Who has questions? We have time for questions, so...
And we have tasters.
And we have chocolate as well. So if you ask a question, you get a chocolate bar. No.
Just for the chocolate. Um, Hi, Philip. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for this beautiful talk. My name is Nicole Akawi. I am in charge of École du Cas, the famous pastry and culinary school. So I'm very happy to see that there is lots of young interested in this field. I'm very happy to see how passionate you are, your smile. Really, that's
Flattering me.
it's really something that we look up, and this is what I always tell to the students: when you want to choose what you want to do, be sure that every day will be. It's not a working day. Like, enjoy your Monday, your Sunday, your Saturday the same way. And I guess in your field, being in the pastry business, like, you're going to work on Saturday, Sunday, and it's your passion. It's very good that you managed to change from design to pastry. It's quite similar because both needs creativity. I think that to be in the pastry, culinary, it takes some intelligence also, because as you mentioned, there is a ratio with the ingredients, getting the right numbers.
It's an art and a science.
Yeah, so it's a hidden intelligence that we don't think about it. But to reach the right measurements and to have this combination and this creativity, so it takes a lot. And as you said, there is lots of discipline. So I want to say that we're very happy to listen to what you said, and you're really lucky to be able to fulfill your dream, to open your pastry shop, to be an entrepreneur as well. And
it's funny because for so long I've worked for some, very famous places, and I always thought that that's just what I was going to do. I was probably going to retire in Harrods, but there came a point where, when I started as a pastry chef, the dream was to have my own place. And I think every young food professional dreams of one day having their own place. And that dream can get lost because you find comfort. And the reality is that having your own place means running a business. We're not in this for fun. Otherwise, we can just bake at home. And it took a little while to fall back in love and 15 years later say, yes, that's actually what I really want to do and pursue it. So, I feel very lucky to do it.
Yeah, and among the skills as well, I think there is lots of patience and attention to details, right?
Yeah.
Beside courage and...
Thank you.
A lot of skills. Yeah, a lot of skills.
Thank you very much.
Does anyone else... Thank you so much for that. Would anyone else like to ask anything?
My name is Elias.
Hey, Elias.
I'm a hospitality student now. My dream was to be a pastry chef, but I continued with management, hospitality management. I just wanted to ask you, where did you study? Where did you gain all your experience from? And how did you get to Harrods?
Yeah, that's a great question. I went to the most basic college in Australia. It's somewhere that every apprentice goes to. It's almost like a public education system. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't Le Cordon Bleu. It wasn't École du Cas. It was a basic, almost like a technical institute where people who want to pick up a trade go and learn. And I think one of the bits of advice that I give you is that it doesn't matter where you study. Your work is what speaks. Even as a designer, it's the quality of your work that people are looking at and are hiring you for. And that takes experience. And you're not always going to get the perfect opportunity to express yourself. So sometimes you just have to make your own opportunities. Like, in a way, no one was asking for the Beirut chocolate bar. No one was asking for... Honestly, I would say all the things that I'm most proud of that probably got the most recognition were projects that no one asked for. No one was waiting for them. No one paid for them. They were just things that I wanted to do because they were meaningful to me. And I think when you have the opportunity to feel strongly about something, just pursue it, and other people will see greatness in it.
Believe in you.
And I think if you wanted to be a pastry chef, maybe pursue it, because there aren't enough pastry chefs, and there are plenty of people doing hospitality management.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Will
welcome.
we ever be seeing a Phil Khoury school of pastry?
No. I think there are so many amazing schools out there. Yeah, I think, for me, I think still the best way to learn is on the job. And if you have an opportunity to do a stage or to work for someone, even as an apprentice or a stagiaire, that is the most fulfilling experience that you can have. And it's good to go to school and get the basics, but you're not going to graduate as a master pastry chef or master of anything. You're going to have the basics, and the rest you're going to learn and develop on the job. So work is really important. Just get out there. Yes, you may have to work for free for a little bit, but every little bit helps. You build your skills and your confidence, and then, the rest will follow.
Thank you. And thank you, Elias, and good luck.
Yes.
We're behind you. We want you to be a pastry chef, right? Anyone else? Yasmina? Yasmina would like to ask something.
Leave her alone. All right, who wants some chocolate?
Thank you so much, Phil. Really.
Thank you.
We're
Thank you,
so
everyone.
excited to try this. Round of applause.
Thank you.
And it's coming out now. If you'd
So
like
you
to
can-
do the honors. I wish we could have like a camera. Oh, wow. They do look impressive.
So this is just a mini taster of the Beirut chocolate bar. And it's a mold that I developed for a petite version because I don't know if you've seen the Beirut chocolate bar, but it's extremely detailed. And so this had to be like somewhat simplified. And I actually used my Artisan ring as the inspiration. So that's where the design came from. So here we have a 50% almond-based milk chocolate, a orange blossom caramel, and a crunchy cashew baklava filling. So please come up one by one and enjoy one.
And you can take a picture with Phil and the bar if you'd like.